Hi, my friends. Welcome to Sort of Brilliant, a show where the characters are made up and the sorting absolutely does matter. My name is Rachel.
And I'm her best friend and co-host, Lauren. Every other week, we're going to invade a fandom and determine whether your favorite character belongs in Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
We're the Harry Potter podcast that talks way more about any other franchise.
Here, we use the sorting structure from Harry Potter as a common language without supporting the author or her beliefs. As for the sorting itself, there's bound to be some arguments along the way.
But in the end, we're always right.
According to us.
According to us.
Hello. Welcome to another exciting week of Sort of Brilliant. We're so happy to have you here. We're also joined by two guests. Illy and Hailee are back with us again. They're yearly people. We get them once a year because it's so hard to get us all together. Hailee's going off to Greece and Illy is, painting, and we're like, whatever. Illy's like, I'm not doing anything.
I'm doing
ahead
zero.
of me. Well, then you can be on the show every 2 weeks, Illy. Anyway, we are coming in hot with some more 911. I was just thinking, I was like, is this the show that we have now recorded the most episodes for? But I think it's tied with Doctor Who. We've done 3 episodes of Doctor Who as well. So next year, when Illy and Hailee come back in exactly 12 months, it'll be the show that we've talked about the most. And that Rachel and I have seen the least of.
No, because we have the spinoff, and the spinoff is a different show.
Oh, okay. Does that not count? I meant like the 911 franchise. I don't know. You could technically be like, we did 10's companions and then 11's companions, and they're like
Then we
different.
did 2 Supernatural episodes and a Winchester's, so...
Oh, that's true. And we
Same
also
universe.
did a Destiel bonus episode, so that's actually 4. Never mind. We've talked the most about Supernatural, as is our brand. Anyway. Anyway. I have talked a ton. Illy and Hailee, say hello.
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 Hi.
So good at following directions.
Hailee, are
I
you
love
tan
that.
at all?
Not really, no. I
Why'd you go to
freckled.
Greece then? You freckled? Was it worth it?
It was great.
Good.
Did you learn any Greek words?
I did not.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. She's silently
That's
judging
fine.
you. Her daughter knows more Greek words than you do.
That's true. And me.
Yeah. So here we are.
We are certainly back, and we are back for the EMT people and the emergency people and all of the jobs that I could not do. My anxiety is through the roof watching this show. It's like I'm being hunted for sport while watching. I don't know how you guys watch it constantly for enjoyment and entertainment, because for me it's like, don't love that. I don't love that. Like the spinning restaurant ordeal with the arm and then the bowling alley with the arm. Like, it's enough to make you never go anywhere.
Yeah, when I say I don't like gory stuff, that's what I mean. And you gave me an episode of 3 instances of that. It's the stuff that's like every day, like the hand down the disposal stuff that I'm like, I don't want to, like, I know it's coming. I know something horrible is about to happen to you in this bowling alley. Like, I don't want to see it. I closed my eyes for all of those. I didn't see any of it. Or like the fucking nail gun came out and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this. But awful. You guys are awful.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, no. To be fair, though, it rarely, like, the goriest stuff is rarely super relevant to the plot. Rarely.
It's true.
Not never, but rarely. So
You're right. None of that was relevant.
Yeah.
Except the fact, like, only the spinning restaurant. It was just that the lady got hurt. I didn't need to know how or why.
They just wanted to torture us for not being active watchers of their show, so they made sure to pick one that really made us like, ugh.
Okay, but wait, because the whole picking process is very stressful for me. The show stresses you out, but having to choose 2 or 3 episodes.
I don't know why, Illy.
No. I completely get it. I don't know if either of you watched The Walking Dead or did ever watch The Walking Dead. I had to pick out episodes for Lauren from that show because she's never seen it. And it was George's birthday episode, because he gets a birthday episode. And
he did this year for some reason.
He's our substitute.
You wanted to talk about The Walking Dead, and you were like, it's George's birthday. He's our sub.
If one of us needs to be absent, or like Hannah can't edit, we call in George to sub. It's never happened.
She wanted me to watch The Walking Dead.
But he's our sub.
This is what she was like, I need you to watch it so we can talk about these people. And she knew I was never going to watch the entire show.
When I had to decide what episodes to give her, I was like, this is a fucking nightmare. I genuinely hated that process. So I don't know why you keep coming back. I'd be like, no.
Because we're
No
trying to
thanks.
convince you to watch the entire show.
The whole show. I mean, by by 20 years from now, we will have
Right.
3 episodes at a time.
That's actually my goal. Like I've stopped fighting you on the no, I'm not going to watch it because it's more fun to shit sort. Like I've stopped that fight, and I've just if we just keep doing this 3-4 episodes at a time, you will see it. It will be completely out of order, and you'll have very little clue what's happening. But my goal will be achieved nonetheless. So
And that's all that matters. So your evil plan is right on
Working.
right on schedule. Yeah. It is a show we've talked about a lot on here. Even though Lone Star doesn't technically count. I mean, I count it. I don't know about you, Lauren. I
counted it in the
I really
episodes
do.
I was counting. I counted it in the
So-
episodes I was counting because last year I think we just did Lone Star and not a regular 911 episode. So
Well, now they're in theory going to be on 2 separate networks.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
So
No
I
longer
don't know.
911 on Fox.
No, they actually went through and deleted all of their Instagram because
Wow.
it's now 911 on ABC.
Wow. Well, I mean, I feel like this could be avoided in the future if they just didn't call it on ABC or on Fox. Put
But
911 on
911 is
TV.
owned by
911 on
something.
TV.
Can you imagine if they just tried
911
to
Taylor's version.
buy the 911? Wait, but have
I
you
feel
met the
like
Taylor
Chim
in the
would be a
show?
Swiftie.
I don't know. Have
No,
I?
because we can't do
Chim's
Taylor's
definitely a Swiftie. Chim definitely is a
Chim is
Swiftie.
absolutely a Swiftie, but we can't do Taylor's version because Taylor is a piece of crap on the show.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not their version.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Not
Ooh.
Different
Swift. To be
Taylors.
clear, not Swift. Taylor Swift is a national treasure on any show.
Yeah, because when she listens to this, I need you to clarify that. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
It's
Absolutely.
very important to me personally.
You're very welcome. And Taylor, if you're listening, you are very welcome.
Oh, it's not if.
What do you mean? She
She
listens to
tunes
this
in.
in between re-recording
Absolutely.
Reputation. Pumps her up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
She's like, I wonder where they've sorted me. She knows. She can hear us.
Yeah. She should really know. Do
Mastermind
you know,
gave it
Lauren?
away.
I heard that the actress who plays the waitress on Sunny and is
I
Charlie's
sent you the
wife in real
TikTok
life.
and the hundreds of TikToks you haven't watched
I'm
yet.
I don't know if I'm ever going to do that because I'm starting to get overwhelmed and anxious by the number that I
Just go
haven't
watch
watched.
them.
So never mind to everything I was saying. Actually,
Oh, you're that friend.
No,
Yeah.
she just has been lately.
When they build up, if you like go over 50 and you let that happen, I now am afraid to open the chat because what if I have to stop and come back to it another time? Then I have to scroll to find that one, and it's so much work. I don't have it in
You
me.
don't have to respond to every single one.
I do.
No, you don't. I don't respond to every
do.
single thing.
Yeah, and I think it's rude every time you don't. So I have to.
There has
Oh,
to be
I
at
have
least
to.
an
You
emoji
don't respond to
response.
every single thing I send.
I've decided to stop responding if I've seen them before because we agreed on that.
Okay, so you've
So
probably
that's-
seen a lot of these. You already know
At
you've
this
seen
point,
one.
At this point, maybe it's been days. It's bad. It's getting bad out there.
It's been weeks.
Oh my God, has it really?
Yes.
I don't know where I am anymore. But I do know that today we're talking about 911, which is a number I'm going to fucking call on myself soon because life. But these people don't exist, sadly. And Chim will not come to my house to save me. And neither will Buck or Eddie, which is, low-key sad. But what I can do is sort them because they're fake and I'm allowed to do that. Based on the rules we created, they're fake. I'm allowed to sort them. So, shall we?
Yeah. Who are we
Who do
sorting?
y'all like best? Who do y'all like best?
Who are we sorting, Rachel? Chim, Maddie,
Chim,
Josh.
Maddie, and
Good
Josh.
job.
I'm glad
Wow,
you
thank you
remembered
so
because
much.
I didn't.
You told us.
I know. Have we not gone over how terrible my memory is and
But-
also my attention span?
All right.
You're lucky
No
I
one
showed
can
up
love
today.
you so much.
Illy, if I had forgotten, I would have gone back in the chat and looked at what I said, so nobody would ever know that I didn't know
That's
my own
probably
mind.
what she did. That's definitely what she did.
I mean, it's what I did before I watched the episode, so I can make sure I grab the right episodes.
Unlike last time.
No, I was given the incorrect episodes last
No,
time.
you watched
Oh
the
my
wrong
God,
one.
I forgot about that.
Oh, like 2 years ago?
Yes. I forgot about that. That was great.
That's
Hailee,
great.
we tried to record this before and it didn't work because Hailee had to go to Europe. But both of them were like, well, you can sort them because you've seen all those other episodes from the other times we've done the show. And I was like, I think I remember those episodes.
Well, because originally we had decided that you were just going to sort Chim and Maddie, and then we gave you episodes that were apparently inappropriate for sorting purposes.
Well,
So
for
then-
Maddie,
Yes.
because, yeah, it wouldn't have been possible. Actually, but you know what? We sorted her correctly, so we're always right. Anyway.
We'll see about that. I say as if I have any knowledge or
Right.
authority in the matter. Speak with
Anyways,
confidence.
so the episodes that we chose.
The first time, the episodes that we chose were Chim Begins and Fight or Flight.
Yes,
And
so
then-
technically we have seen Fight or Flight, but we probably won't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Then they came back and they were like, do Pinned and 911 Dispatch. Is that what it's called?
The Taking of
Taking of
911.
911.
Taking of 911 Dispatch. Okay. And they added Josh. And we were like,
Yeah.
cool. We can do
I'm
that.
glad you remembered the name of the first one because I was like the one just.
I remember it because
before.
all the fucking accidents were themed. That's what it was.
Yes, everybody got pinned.
that tracks.
I did not rewatch that one, so
I literally.
You probably
just
don't
did.
need to.
wow, okay.
No, you probably don't need to. Really, if you know the show, like you guys know the show so super well. It's like when we did Supernatural, for example. I wasn't going to go back and rewatch 15 fucking seasons. Like, I remember. I know these characters. It's all good.
To talk about Dean and Sam
so
and Cass
it's-
and Jack, yeah. We've been wanting to do Rowena and Crowley and Chuck forever, and I'm like, we can't until we
I don't
rewatch.
feel that I need to do a full series rewatch.
No, but
to
we
do
need
those
to at least
characters, though.
watch like 9 and 10.
For sure.
11.
I'm really, Illy, I'm really sorry. I was just giving you too much credit, I guess. Lauren's right. You probably should have went back and watched it. Shame on you.
Yes,
Never
absolutely.
come back, okay?
I did rewatch Taking of 911 because that's like one of the best episodes.
I did. I liked
in my
that
opinion.
It was like a heist episode. But very weird tone. The end of Pinned was like, oh my God, all these people are going to die. And then the opening of 911 Dispatch was like Ocean's 11, like the mastermind, the driveway, like the getaway car. And I was like, what? And then the episode was really good. And then it had the cheesiest ass sitcom ending of all time. And I wanted to die.
Yep.
Welcome
that
to
tracks.
911.
That absolutely tracks. Yeah.
The little kid at the table was like, I guess there is no honor among thieves. And they were all like, ha ha ha. And then the episode ended and all these people were dead. Anyway.
Wait, no one was dead.
The guy faked
No
death.
one-
So they all thought their friend was dead for like a good hour and a half.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It had
Yeah,
like
but
the
they
trauma.
weren't dead. It
And
was
then had
okay.
the trauma.
Let the child have his laughter
And then they
with his
all
family.
almost died.
There are very few episodes of this show where no one dies. This happens to be one of them. So take it where you
No,
can
No,
get
it's
it.
the
Someone
bad guy
does
died.
die.
He got shot. Yeah, the bad guy got shot. The
The
baldy
bad
guy
guy
who
Yes,
wanted
but
to
you
shoot
said
everyone.
it. But
Said
you
you
said
refused to go back
everyone
to
was
prison.
fucking dead.
No,
That's
but
one
I
thing.
said all these people were dead. The baldy
You
guy,
said all these people.
the bald man who wanted to shoot everybody, got shot because he was like, "I'm not going back to prison." And then the SWAT team was like,
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of people. All right, who are we starting with? Who do we love best?
the joke in response to the heist team being like, they all double crossed each other, and he was like, "Ha, no honor among thieves," and the guy was dead. Anyway,
That kid's fucking hilarious, man. As far as I'm concerned, that's great.
He is hilarious.
I
Miss
think
Harry.
that I'm pretty sure, at least like if I'm reading Hailee
you guys gave us a
properly,
really,
that she likes Chim best.
you guys gave us
Am
a
I
really
reading that
good episode for the dad who's dying of a brain tumor. I got his house immediately. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
We love Michael, but his actor sucks.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Mhm.
I know where Michael is though.
unfortunate.
Cool. I'll forget whenever we finally get to him in 5 years.
We'll just make you rewatch that episode.
It's fine. I've definitely told Lauren like everyone on Stranger Things house at least once, and I'm like, it's fine. It'll fall out of her head by the time we actually get to it. She won't remember what I said.
I remember Eddie because I told you what I thought Eddie was based on the 2
but I
second
needed
clip.
to get that out. No. I that happened, and then I gave you a description, and I was like, I need you to sort him for me because I already know this, but I need to be validated, and I really don't care. Like, if it's not going to spoil it for you, don't worry. He's only in like 2 seconds. Just fucking give me this, and then I got what I wanted. So I'm happy about
but I
that.
don't know how it validates you because I told you I was already biased on what I thought he was just by looking at him. Like I didn't need to.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I needed a certain answer, and I got it, and I'm able to sleep at night.
Like sorted him based off the picture where he's like. So.
Hell yeah, brother. Yes,
I'm so glad that you just described something without any words.
Yeah,
on a
no,
podcast.
everybody knows.
Good job.
This is actually a visual
So good.
podcast, so
phenomenal
figure
work.
it out or get out.
Yeah, figure it out.
But Hailee, it is your job to, if we ever do have decide to include Michael in a sorting, and I'm assuming they're going to get lumped in with Athena and Bobby, we have to make them watch the Rear Window episode. 10 out of 10, no notes. Hailee doesn't know what that is.
She's like, sure.
Great. Mm-hmm.
The telescope with the neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah. Please tell me you've seen Rear Window.
Oh, add it to
Oh
my
my God.
list.
Oh my god.
I love how she just pretended for you.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh yeah, great episode." No,
I do know what
She's a
episode
good
she's
friend.
talking about. I don't know what the movie is that she's talking about, but
oh, you're talking about the movie Rear Window?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Wow, Lauren was
I
lost on
thought
that
it
one
was
too.
an
Oh my
episode
God.
title.
yeah, there
Right.
is an episode that
These people haven't seen any goddamn movies. We're not getting back into this.
know what
Last
the
week we
movie
all got
is.
into a fight.
I know
We're
the
not
movie.
doing this again.
I know the movie. I thought that was the
Yeah,
episode
sure.
title.
You know so many movies. Sure. Move on right now before I get mad for real.
Okay, so Chim. Are we starting with Chim?
I think that's your guys' favorite. Am I wrong? Out of the three you gave, is he your fave?
yes.
No?
I don't know. I feel like
Wow, I thought there was a lot of Chim love up in there.
What-
Up in our chat.
Hailee, he's your favorite, yeah?
Out of the three, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very partial to Maddie, but I do enjoy Chim
I
quite a
love
bit. I think
Maddie,
it's a tie.
but no.
Well,
It was baby.
so
no.
my feelings on Maddie is that the show has proved that it is not the same without her, and that's why I think she wins a little bit.
True.
So
That's fair.
That's it. But I do love Chim.
Well, then rock, paper, scissors for who gets to go first.
We could just do Josh first.
Just get him out of the way.
Wow.
keep the
Oh, poor Josh. Goddamn.
Rip Josh.
keep the listeners.
How
listening.
homophobic of you.
Got him.
So is this is while you're calling it homophobic, is this where I say that I don't like Josh?
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, just double down on it, Illy.
Oh God, I feel
My
bad
favorite
every
thing
time.
Is he will come on screen and she just groans, and I'm like, "What is your issue?"
My issue is that he was clearly introduced solely to be Maddie's friend, and they have done very little except for the episodes that we have made them watch for this podcast episode. They've done very little to make him a character of substance. Like, give him something. He is a talented actor and he's a great character, and they have given him nothing. That's my issue. Is they've not done enough
That's
to
fair.
make him likable.
That's a really fair
fair.
critique.
That's like anti-homophobic,
it's-
Illy.
Yeah.
You're like, put the gay man on screen more.
So Hind actually didn't have the date where he got mugged.
No, we had
It
to figure
didn't?
all that out through the
Oh.
flashback and through him talking about it.
Oh,
Yep.
I screwed up.
Yep.
No,
Oh,
you're
okay.
fine. They did plenty
They
of
did, but
flashbacking
Rachel
and shit.
and I
We
were
put it
wondering.
together.
We were like, "This is about Chim," and we already know Chim. Like Chim was the whole episode, and a little bit of Maddie.
Dang. Okay.
It's fine.
This is what I get for not rewatching.
No,
Hailee.
it's part of your master plan. You're trying to get us to watch them all.
Yes.
Don't play innocent. I know what you're up to.
Okay. But also, you said with the trauma is not the best way, and that's highly traumatic and also a very sensitive subject. So that's why that's why I told you to skip it.
It's
But I
not so
assume-
much that the
No,
it's like the aftermath of the trauma is great.
misunderstanding. Yeah, I think you're misunderstanding what our problem was. Fight or flight. No, it it showed like in the flashbacks we saw this too. But I'm assuming the episode where he actually goes on the date shows him like deciding to date again and like matching and like his motivations behind it and how like the date like he shows him in the date and then how the date went wrong or whatever. The problem with fight or flight was that it was Maddie in a life or death situation literally the entire episode. That's all we got. The episode started with her being abducted. And then she just like, there was literally not a chance for her to breathe. There was no time for her brain to stop and actually make a decision she chose as opposed to let's not die. So
yeah, so in comparison, this was fine. So we can talk about Josh. If you remember how this goes, you guys have the floor. You tell us where you think he goes and why. Rock, paper, scissors for who goes first. I really want to see a rock, paper, scissors match today.
Right now, my dogs are barking up a storm, so I'm on mute.
Quiet down, Hailee's dogs.
I love how I'm going first when we all know that I have no idea how to sort people into houses. And I say this every time, and I never get better. I never, ever get better. No matter how many episodes of your podcast I listen to, I'm never going to get better.
It's
so
mostly just like, what do you think this person is like? And then which house do you think that like, whatever, that suits that person best? And then whatever. It's mostly about how you are analyzing their motivations and you're interpreting their character and their behaviors and stuff. So
okay,
it doesn't matter if you say the wrong house, quote unquote. Like,
no, I know.
We're just talking about the characters. Don't worry.
But I'm also the person that overthinks everything, and then I'm like, okay, well, do I want to try to actually be accurate? Like, is this a contest, or do I want to be contrarian on purpose because that's my personal brand? And then we will start
so fun,
an actual conversation. So now I'm like thinking, should I try? I'm gonna say that he's Hufflepuff.
If we didn't already know Illy's house, then that was the definition.
And she demonstrates it pretty clearly every time she speaks. Why is he Hufflepuff, Illy?
Because his community, something about community is important.
Spitting straight facts, bro. You're right.
That and his community is the call center. And so it's been demonstrated that, his date from hell put his community at risk, and now he's guilty about it, even though he did nothing wrong. So that is why I have decided that he is Hufflepuff. I yield my time.
That's all. Good job. Very nice. Short and succinct. We love it.
Okay, Hailee, your turn.
I don't know. Illy makes a very good point. Can you tell that we really care about Josh here?
I'm so happy you gave us this guy. I'm so glad.
Can you guys stop being anti-LGBTQ on our podcast? Because
wait, I just need you to know that every time I bring up that I don't like, quote unquote, like Josh, Hailee gives me shit for it. So I feel like Hailee should have a more gravitas opinion. So find it.
Find it.
Wow.
Right now, my Maddie has opinions on things, and she won't shut up.
I can't hear her at all.
That's because
I can't either.
Myself.
She's so cute.
But I mean, currently, I can't hear her.
I was either going to put him in Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. But he does seem like an emotion house, not in a logic house. So yeah, Hufflepuff. Works for me.
Why?
Vibes?
Vibe.
Told you I wasn't going into this one prepared.
A great podcast episode, guys.
So going back to what Hailee said, because I keep forgetting that there's like logic and emotion houses. So going back to that, the one thing we can garner from Fight or Flight is how Josh was in Fight or Flight, which also Maddie is part of his community. And Josh decided to break the
dispatcher.
He broke.
See, I forgot. Rachel did too. I know by her face.
So he decided to break the rules to help Athena find his friend. So that's a very
that's right. He has her. That's right. He has her call in as if there is an APB out on Josh or like whatever, so he can track Josh's cell phone. He has her put in like an official request that like they're looking for this man, so he can do it without just being like, I just ran the cell phone for no goddamn reason.
Yes.
I feel like I missed details in the plot of this by being so fucking nervous by what was going on. I forgot to analyze things and like take information in.
She said
based
like
on what
a
I was
really
doing.
simple thing to me earlier, and I like expanded on it. And she was like, "When did all that happen?"
Yeah, I was fully like in the episode. Like I wasn't sitting there going like, Josh has decided to do this. I was like, they're all gonna fucking die. I was very into it. It was a good episode. It was. But I mean, I appreciate your analysis.
I will say that Josh has a strong sense of like right and wrong. Because whenever the guy that mugged him was dying, then he was like, no, you don't get to die. But that's also a little bit of a vindictive streak. So it's not just
do you not
morals.
think you have that?
It's also, no, that's why I'm leaning Hufflepuff instead of Gryffindor, is because it's not just about morals. It's also
just said Gryffindor
a
into the
vindictive
chat.
streak.
She's just explaining why she's eliminated everything but Hufflepuff.
I just wanted to make fun of her a little bit because
Oh.
I love that. But she's I like where you're going with it.
So it's the right thing to do, but for a petty, asshole-ish reason, which is very helpful.
I don't disagree with you.
But also, we don't care that much. So if you tell us we're wrong, no one's going to get mad.
I feel so bad.
Why?
Because Josh is nice. And like the actor that plays him is a great person, I think.
What do you mean you feel bad? You feel bad?
That
you
we-
Hufflepuff?
Why would
No, I feel bad that we keep saying we don't care.
Oh. Well,
it's? I mean, you guys both said that, and then you expanded on your thoughts about him in like really great ways, and like gave a lot of thought to
we
your
poked
answers.
you. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think you dislike him at all, or don't care about him at all. Your words after that proved otherwise. So,
We
Don't
do
feel bad.
like him. We just want him to be fleshed out more.
Yeah.
but that's fair. That's fair.
He's very much a side character that is there for the plot driving of your main characters.
Yeah, it sucks when shows do that, and you end up really liking that side character, and then they don't do very much with them. So that was season 3. So you're saying in further seasons they really don't. He doesn't get a lot more.
Not really.
No,
That's sad.
They like invite him to a poker game, and then
He
His whole storyline's a poker game.
he does a witness statement against
about this, yeah.
the mugger in all of this.
There's a really excellent love interest for him in season 5 that they introduced and then never went back to.
Oh no.
What a choice.
So I'm hoping if and when, the strikes are resolved and they go back and we get this next.
What season are they in now?
They just
They're
finished
about to
6.
start 7.
So 7 is going to
Oh.
be
So they
on
went an
ABC.
entire season not talking about this
Yeah.
man's love interest that was introduced?
Uh-huh. Unless I'm
Wow.
forgetting something, because I
Aw.
haven't rewatched 6.
Oh.
They might have like mentioned it in passing, but it's never been like a.
Don't say
thing.
if and when, Illy. The strikes have to be
No,
resolved.
I
or
know.
We're never getting media again.
I know. But anyway, but yeah, hopefully they give us that storyline because I really liked this person that they introduced for him.
I'm trying to remember the person that they introduced.
Have you seen the episode?
Maybe it's from the dispatch fire, the guy who was installing the fire system. Are you serious?
I haven't rewatched any of season 5 or 6.
Okay, spoiler alert to Rachel and Lauren. Dispatch burns down. It's a pretty big deal.
I remember dispatch burning down. I don't remember the fire guy.
The guy who started the fire.
We didn't start.
Start the fire.
It was always burn.
Anyway, never mind. But yes, we liked him. He was in the basement, and then Eddie and Buck were like
This is
bickering.
like Easter eggs for actual 911 fans. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
I remember the episode.
they're all listening like, I know what you're talking about.
I hope so, and I hope they agree with me that this was like the most adorable meet cute ever. Anyway.
I'm sorry, Illy. Nobody here knows what you're speaking.
I'm glaring.
Even
it's
the
just
other 911 fan.
It's extra funny because, like, 9 times out of 10, Hailee sits in my living room and watches with me, so I know she's seen it.
I have seen it. I know the episode you're talking about. I vaguely remember a guy in the basement that started the fire. I don't remember him and Josh interacting.
Anyway. Josh wants to, like, go into the basement to save him, and Eddie goes on the fucking microphone. Sorry, am I allowed to say fucking?
Yes, absolutely. We're an explicit podcast.
Excellent. He goes on the fucking mic, the walkie-talkie, and he's like, "No, Josh, you're in my house now," kind of thing. Oh my god. Anyway.
Ellie, I think the way that we should see this show is that you should walk us through synopsis of each episode, exactly like you're doing.
Excellent.
He talks on the fucking microphone, and then they're like, "We didn't start the fire." Like, just do like interpretive dance pantomime of every episode, and I think I will enjoy it.
What I'm hearing is that you would like to record my ADHD for your own entertainment.
Your stream of consciousness on 911.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Excellent.
It is very entertaining. I do enjoy your stream of consciousness.
It's just funny because I don't know how to communicate any other way, and that is evidenced by my text messages, because I would rather send 10 text messages to say something than just one long one.
Oh, I do that all the time.
I just type as I think, and then sometimes I have more thinks, you know?
That's fair.
Okay, let's go back to the podcast.
Really get that.
I'll mix it up. It depends on the vibe and the mood.
That's fair.
Sometimes I have essays for people.
I think I only break out essays when it's serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Or
I don't know.
whenever
But
I
I
need
do.
someone
It's not
to
necessarily because I have more thinky
fact
thoughts, but
check
it's
me
because I
before.
want you to read the thing separately from the next thing. I'm like, let that sink
Yeah.
in. Now impact point.
Now read body paragraph 2 before you get to my call of action and the conclusion.
Sometimes I'll wait for Rachel to respond, and she takes so long that I forget what the follow up was going to be, and that's too bad.
Do you remember?
I have the follow-up already typed out.
Well, sometimes
then
I'm
hit
like,
send.
I've got something to tell Rachel, but she still hasn't given me a response to the thing I said previously that needs a response. I don't want her to ignore it. And I can't put the new thing in because she might ignore the first thing.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm going to deliberately ignore you when you don't give me a completed thought because I find that so fucking annoying.
I'm not saying not a completed
Say it
thought.
all to me.
I'm not saying not a completed thought. I'm saying that I say something to you and I want a response. Like I say something to you about cheese and I want the response about cheese. But then later on, I'm watching something and I'm like, oh, I have something to say to Rachel about Killian Jones, and I'm like, but I need the response.
Yeah,
to
but
the
you know
cheese
what's
thing.
what's helped with that? The second, like I don't know how long iPhones have fucking had it, but the second you can do the respond feature, you hold down the text and you can reply individually. That's really like a problem of the past now because I'll go through them all and be like, hey, reply, reply. So you're good. Say whatever the fuck you want. Do you want our thoughts about Josh?
No.
Sure. Yes.
We agreed. We thought Hufflepuff. I mean, Lauren had more of a reason for it. I was very like, I don't really know this dude that well. I don't know. He's like very quick thinking, that's for sure, in a fucking crisis, and handled that better than I would have, because if that motherfucker was in my ear like, oh, you're so useless and stupid, I would have gotten shot. I would have ran my mouth and I would have gotten shot. So I knew he wasn't a
even remember
Gryffindor.
happening. This is the thing I told her happened.
Hold on, time out, because
This is the only thing I based it off. My entire opinion was based off of him sending Athena to Chim.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I really remembered well enough to sort.
I told you.
But Lauren, while he was in his ear, he was saying shit to him.
Yeah.
That you reminded me of the shit he was saying. Yes. Congratulations for giving me the lines back. I'm talking about the instance. If somebody was in my ear taunting me, right? I'm not going to think on my feet like, haha, now you really pissed me off. I'm going to send this person here and I'm going to fix this whole problem. I'm going to get up and like smack the shit out of you. You're really fucking making me mad, you know? So I knew he wasn't in my house at all. But he also seemed like an emotion house. So I had to put him in Hufflepuff. Lauren just brought more details later as to why. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds correct. That's true. All of those things are true things.
I need to take 1 second to apologize to anybody listening who is yelling at me about Josh not having anything of substance, because I did forget, and this reminded me, we did get like an entire episode of Josh backstory.
I figured that I was going to say, was the date not like a big thing? Like
I think it was
flashback.
it wasn't specifically Josh. It was the Sue episode. So we got a little bit of Sue backstory, and then we got Josh, like how he started in Dispatch. We got all that backstory. So when you started talking about how smart he is and how quick he is on his feet, I remembered that. So I apologize to everybody listening who actually cares and knows what I'm talking about, because I did forget about that. And that was a really important thing.
Thank
to know
you
about him.
for that corrected footnote, Illy. Academic research cannot be correct until we revise. Anyway. Yeah, I did have I had barely any more. Like, we didn't see a lot of Josh, but I was able to piece together what had happened based on like the flashbacks and him talking to Maddie. Like, he made this offhand comment to Maddie because they were talking about like, oh, should I say I love you, blah blah blah, and he said something like, not like my last date, and I was like, oh, it was a bad date, and then he got beat to shit apparently. But but yeah, he obviously has like some sort of community, is like takes a lot of pride in his work and is very, very good at his work. You see in the flashback that he says on his date to the dude, who I don't know if he ever had a name, that like he feels like he's useful in Dispatch and that he's like helping save people in his own way or whatever. And that's what the guy was taunting him about, because he got a call from basically a Karen who was like, the restaurant gave me green onions and I could be allergic, and I'm not actually, but this is like, this is an arrestable offense. And the guy was like, oh, is this what you do all day? Save people from fake allergies? Oh, you're so like, you feel useful now? Your life feel meaningful? You're full of shit. And then he was like, fuck you, and sent the cop to Chim's house. So is petty mad. And also he's like, fuck yeah, I'm useful. I know I am. Like, this is where I belong and what I do. So
that was why it was funny when Hailee before was saying the thing about the pettiness and whatever, and what you just said too. It's like, it's exactly how I knew he wasn't in my house, because Gryffindors don't do petty mad. We just do mad. Like, I'm not going to think of a way in the moment to get back at you. And like, just in that specific kind of petty way. I'm not like, my brain won't let me do that. I like need to punch or just yell. That's it. I'm not going to think on my feet that way. So yeah. I knew he had to be in Hufflepuff. So, but he's a good one to have. He seems like a nice dude. And he's smart.
He's really smart. I enjoy him.
Yeah.
I love how you just said I enjoy him, and meanwhile, again, every single time,
he will never let you forget.
Okay,
she'll never let you forget.
I take back everything I said.
Petty mad.
I take back everything I said. I don't dislike Josh. He is a quality character, and my aggression is really from a place of caring, because I feel protective of him.
Although, worry. I'm concerned about his
sometimes he takes up time that others we want to see instead, and he's just there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really just like, I don't love what they do with his character. It's not him. But anyway, that's Josh. The real reason we asked you to sort Josh was because that made me be allowed to give you more episodes to watch.
Yeah, I figured.
So there's
again with the evil plan. We know.
Not hiding it.
I know. I can't hide anything. That's not a skill I possess.
Okay, well, I'm gonna rock paper scissors myself for who we're doing next. So
Rachel really wants to rock paper scissors. This doesn't work.
Oh man, we got
you didn't
Maddie.
Tell us what hand meant what.
I didn't have to tell you shit. It was in my head. I didn't tell you shit. We're doing Maddie next.
Chose which one won.
Just so you know, I had no forethought into that at all, and my hands did whatever they wanted to.
I saw what your hands did.
You should have flipped yourself off. That would have been funny. And the podcast would have enjoyed it since we're visual.
I wonder if you have that surgery where you like have the hemispheres of your brain split. I don't know if hemisphere. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hemisphere. Like if you really
the right and the left, you can take the cord out of the middle.
Yeah, but like, could you play rock paper scissors with yourself then?
Maybe. Good question.
No, I'm just showing you visually. You don't even need to do all that. You can just do it, and
you can just be a Gryffindor who has no thoughts, just action.
No thoughts, just action. Won again. Holy shit, dude!
Now Maddie's the opposite hand.
I'm going to.
Isn't that crazy how that happened?
That's how I'm going to remember Gryffindor for the rest of forever. No thoughts, just action, and then
Yeah,
I will
that's pretty-
understand.
I really do think Gryffindor.
The thoughts are either full of rage or humor. That's it.
Or like, oh no,
That's
I did
it.
this. Now I must be, responsible for all of the things that come of this, even if they don't come of it. If I think they're related, it counts. No, Gryffindor's usually like my cheat
Thanks,
sheet.
Mom and Dad.
My cheat sheet for Gryffindors is just like gut. Like if something happened due to gut, that's probably
That's fair.
gut before brain is Gryffindor to me.
I mean, I feel bad though. There's Gryffindor listeners, and I feel bad. Like I make fun of myself and of us a lot, and I say shit like "head empty, no thoughts." It's not though.
It's not
Gryffindors
because I think
can
you're
be
dumb.
No, it's not.
Like,
It's not.
even
We're never calling Gryffindors dumb.
Hermione does it. Like I always go back to Hermione. She's not the only smart Gryffindor. Please don't mistake. But she's like the one that most people are able to connect to because they, whatever the franchise. But like Hermione, even though she's super smart, is also gut before brain. It's
Yeah,
just
for sure.
that her gut is so brain based because
Well, it's so funny if you guys go back to like
with books.
She actually says, I'll never forget when Lauren and I started to do this, and we were like, okay, there's logic houses and emotion houses. I remember being like, yo, if like Potter fans hear this, they're gonna be like, well, remember when Hermione is like, I'm a logical thinker. Like she actively actually says that constantly. Like I'm a logical thinker. Like, honey, no, you're not. Like it is all coming from your fucking gut. Every single thing you think and feel and say, it's all coming from like, what you feel is right.
Acts and then very quickly logics her way to explain her
into that
great
being the
at it.
correct action. Yeah,
She's
that's
great at that.
That's the correct action. Absolutely. God, I can't wait to talk about one of the shows coming up because it's the first ever character that's remotely like her, and I didn't realize it until Rachel said it, and I got
but we're not
very
talking
excited.
about that one.
I
We're not
didn't
talking
say that
about
we
that
were.
one.
I didn't even say what show it was. Anyway,
I know, but I
Maddie.
know. So I'm telling you, don't get so excited. We might not be discussing that person.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. I don't know why
Yeah.
I thought we were. Well, we're gonna do it soon.
Because we don't shut the fuck up
We're
about
gonna
the
do
person.
it soon because we have to
All
do
right.
everybody on that show because I'll forget and I'm not rewatching it. So anytime soon.
But okay, now that we've apologized to all Gryffindors, we can move on to the next person.
Like they needed
Who are we
it.
sorting next?
Like they needed it. They had already made it a good thing in their head.
It's true.
You said we were
you
doing
wanted
Maddie.
I didn't say anything. The hands did. That wasn't
We
it.
did rock,
Mike
paper,
Joyce said all.
scissors. It was totally
It's
random.
like, it's like you
Scissors
guys
and
weren't even
scissors.
here.
That's what you did.
It's like you didn't even pay attention. I'm really interested to hear your takes on Maddie. That's why both my hands made her win both times. So go forth and explain.
I think Maddie is a Slytherin. She's definitely a logic house, not an emotion house. And Ravenclaw just doesn't feel right, but I can't tell you why.
I also agree that she's a Slytherin. I don't have reasons.
You
to
guys are
follow.
extrapolating so much.
We're so prepared for this episode. Previous episodes, I've come in with notes upon notes.
I can
and
tell you-
reasons.
I
So-
can tell you one thing. I can tell you that I literally do not have a horse in the race of what house Maddie is. You could tell me anything and I'd be like, sure, whatever. Except for the fact that I said she's not a Slytherin. Any other house, I would have been like, okay.
So I don't have a necessary, because I feel like the word cunning has been used for Slytherin, and I
Yes,
feel like I
you're
would use the
correct.
word cunning to describe Maddie. And also I could tell you why I don't think she's a Ravenclaw, because I, as a Ravenclaw, so when she we're not talking about the horrible shit, but when she left Doug, she didn't have a plan. And I feel like I, as a Ravenclaw, would have plans A through F and just keep burning through. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm feeling Slytherin vibes based on those two pieces of information and pretty much that only.
Lauren, they said you wouldn't have planned shit. How does that make you feel? You got no fucking
I mean, she's
plan.
not. No. I understand what she's saying. So she's not necessarily wrong that Maddie was like, I'm leaving. I don't know how, but I'm making the leaving
Mhm.
happen. Whereas Ravenclaws would be like, this one.
Be like, I can't leave
Like,
until I know exactly
Slytherins
how.
do have plans, but they're like, the first one has to fail before I start thinking of the next one. You know, like I'll do the first. Like I'm gonna get away, and I'm gonna get away by doing this, and then you get to the point where the guy catches you, and you're like, all right, time to do the next thing.
They can be
that.
very in the moment planners, very in the
She
moment.
does
we're
planners.
pretty
that in
great.
the Taking of Dispatch, like constantly,
Yeah.
very in the moment planning.
So she didn't. So to
to
counter
think
that,
about this
to
episode
counter
now.
just that, she wasn't the one who came up with the plan at the end when the lady she was speaking to who had the allergy said I could fake a heart attack and we could do something with it. And then Maddie was like, yeah, maybe. And then she didn't get to talk again. And the lady did it on her own. and then Maddie kind of like had to scramble to figure out what to do. And at first I thought she was going to try to get a phone because she was with all the shit, and she didn't do that. And she like hesitated over there. You could see she was kind of like, I don't know. And then the guy was like, come on. And then she grabbed the EpiPen and came back. And then I feel like anybody at that point with something sharp in their hands would have stabbed the bad guy. But
So some backstory there that I don't know if you have. I think. Oh yeah, you do because we made them watch Buck Begins.
yeah, we saw it.
Yeah,
Okay, so you know that she was a nurse,
Yes.
so like she knew what an EpiPen would do to
Yeah.
somebody who didn't need it. But no, I think what you said before about like not being able to make the plan until one fails. I don't think it matters who made the plan that fails. Like just being able, like I can't do that. Like I am not a like think on my feeder. Like I can't. So I think that's a Slytherin thing, right? Like being able to be like, cool, that didn't work. Now I can move on.
But
My question to you though would be like, so I agree with you. It's not a Ravenclaw. I don't think it's a Ravenclaw thing either. But then why does it have to be? Like, why are you going to Slytherin rather than Gryffindor or Hufflepuff? Like, why are you?
because they're
staying
saying
away
she has
from
to
those
be a
Slytherin?
logic house.
Right, but why?
I don't feel like she's driven by emotion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, okay, so is how a person is raised allowed to be like taken into account?
It can.
Yeah, a lot of the times it has to be.
Yeah,
Like,
because
a lot of the time you have to.
I feel like she was raised in a household that metaphorically
Shit. Is she a
beat the
Gryffindor?
emotion out of her, and then she was in a
Love when Hailee
relationship
does
that.
this.
No, I don't think she is.
No, she is. Fuck.
No,
She's been completely parentified.
what? Preventified?
No, she's talking
like
about
Dean Winchester.
parentification,
Yeah.
like exactly what happened
Oh.
to Dean. Sam is like his son more than his brother. But
I mean, so
But
here's
when you're talking about what
takes a lot
Maddie
of
did for her brother.
responsibility
well,
for
no,
things.
wait, going back to what we were talking about at the beginning, that like Maddie was making a plan to get out of the hostage situation. I didn't not that she like didn't get out. Like she was like thinking on her feet. She was. Anybody can do that. But
No.
because we always think on their feet. I mean,
Not
in a life or death
in
in a life or death situation,
would
you're
die.
gonna do something. you're gonna do something.
You
But
would
here's-
not.
But here's the thing, Illy. Here's the thing. I didn't feel like she was like throughout the entire time thinking of like, okay, what now? What now? She got the initial message to Chim, and then she was like, don't worry, I did warn someone. Whereas Chim and Buck are like, like, she's like, don't worry, I got the message to someone. And then she stopped, right? She like didn't,
No, she was the one who said I could fake a heart attack.
No, she didn't.
She was like,
No,
I
she
could
didn't.
I could
No,
fake
the
a heart
black
attack, and
lady
you
did.
could no. She said
Yes,
I could fake
no.
a heart attack, and
Illy,
you can use.
I just watched this episode. You did not. She did not say that.
I feel like I watched it before I told. Okay,
No.
I will rewatch it and we will see. But I don't know.
Josh is like, we have to let somebody know, and she was like, I got the message out to somebody because she was like, I did that cryptic message to Jim. I just didn't feel like she was throughout the like she was waiting to see. She was hoping that something would happen without necessarily like having to drive it herself. Like she was waiting for somebody to realize. She was waiting for somebody to come. And then it was exactly what they said would happen. Like I think it was Athena who was like, the longer we keep them in there, the more desperate they're going to get, like the people being held hostage, which is just an all around thing. And that's exactly what happened. They got very desperate. They were like, it's getting closer and closer to the time that we are going to get shot in the head. So we have to do something. The moment, it's actually from Fight or Flight. The moment that I was like, it's not a Slytherin, is that she, and again, we really cannot measure this to how she is, because I can't say that I would have acted better in the situation that she was in. I can easily say like a Slytherin would have been making a plan and like been smarter about a way to get away the entire time, but I can't I can't because of the situation she was in. I really don't know. But the parts that made me be like, I'm not getting the Slytherin vibe from her is that she was at the point, and good for her, that she wasn't placating Doug anymore, which is good. Like good, she learned to stand up for herself. But in the situation that she was in, I would have been a little more manipulative with how I responded to him, as opposed to giving him responses that were making him angry. And the other thing that happened that I was like, is that she did get out of the car into the gas station, and she got out of the gas station through the bathroom window, and then she got outside and stopped and just like stood there, which again, she was like in shock or whatever. But I can easily, like, again, like I said, it's easy to say this sitting in my house without an abusive ex who's trying to kill me. But I feel like running would have been the thing. Like running anywhere, literally just get away.
Yeah.
The thing in that episode that did it for me, that took her completely out of Slytherin, was when she's in the car with him, she's actually talking. And I think most Slytherins would go either into manipulation mode or complete silence. And I think in that high stress situation, it would more than likely be silence, just in the brick of time I'm talking about in the car. Because he kept saying things to her. Sometimes it was like to get a rise out of her. And she took the bait once. And she was like, yeah, I think you're a horrible person. And I didn't think a Slytherin would respond that way. I think they would have just been like straight up catatonic. Like, I'm here thinking about what I need to do to get out of this. Like, I'm not going to even have time to respond because I'm too busy in here. So that, since it was one of the first things I saw with her, that was what made me remove her from Slytherin. And then just watching this episode and her date with Chim too, her like reasoning for not being able to say I love you.
Can I just say that how she was like, I can't say I love you, but then said I love you in a very obvious way that just was not the words. I was like, okay, girl.
Also,
she's like, I can't say I love you, but I do have those feelings for you. I was like, okay, so you love him. You just said it.
Yeah, it didn't feel Slytherin to me. I don't know.
I also
should
can say,
we interject? I don't want to.
I wouldn't. I always get concerned that I'm like biased myself as a Slytherin, being like, I would never do this, but sometimes that's correct, right? Like, never would I keep the secret from my brother that he was only born to be a blood marrow or like a bone marrow baby. Like, I would never be like, fuck you. Like, especially if she's as close to her brother as she is, like her brother is one of her people. Like, we're not doing that.
Right.
Okay, but
what's funny is I think a Ravenclaw could.
Yes.
But she's not. I would not put her in Ravenclaw.
Yeah. Huh.
But a Ravenclaw could do it. I could definitely do it if you had to.
Okay, but like the circumstances of her keeping it from her brother, I feel like make it irrelevant. I don't know.
No.
It's like no? Okay.
Haley's over here like this woman's a Gryffindor, like just sitting here.
No, because we're led to believe that she's 9 years older than Buck, and so we're led to believe that she was forced to make, not led to, we were told that she was forced to make this decision to keep this secret for her parents, right? And then she leaves the house when she's 18 and he's a child. And then she doesn't see him again until season 2 of the show when he's 25. So Doug kept her out of his life for 14 years, pretty much.
But the way that
is 7.
But
No.
no, because we got
To me, it
siblings
appeared
talk to each other. Like I don't,
That-
and
there's
we
that,
saw
yeah.
her, and we saw her say goodbye to him. Like we saw her be like, "I'm going off to Boston to live with
Yeah, I
Doug."
forgot
and,
about
and
that. Okay.
Buck's all
yeah, I'm
upset
thinking
about
back
it.
to that
Yeah.
now too. It's to me, it came off to me like she said, "I have." I don't want to. There's certain key words I know that will give away my opinion. She was saying like, "This is her. This is what I have to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to tell him this. I was given this job. I can't. You know."
Okay, Illy. So I'm gearing up for my Gryffindor argument now.
we were on the same side, Hailee.
Not anymore.
Look, I'm very easily swayed. If you tell me she's Gryffindor, I'm just gonna believe you.
So whenever she runs away because of postpartum depression later seasons, then it's because she got in her own head after G had the accident in the bathtub and took like all the responsibility of the accident of, oh shit, this is entirely my fault. What can I do except drop her off with her dad and run away? Because it's my fault. And what other house would put that amount of guilt over an accident onto themselves?
okay, but she was like clinically ill. Like, does that interfered with her decision making capacity? Does it not? Like, does that not count? I feel like the things that you do, I don't know.
Are y'all texting each other in the middle?
Yeah, I was just texting Lorraine.
Oh, she did.
I don't know. Okay, I mean, like,
Lauren, am I allowed to say that?
Rachel, I don't know.
Both of you are pulling
Give me the go ahead.
I don't know
during
why.
the
I don't like why.
dish
If you're asking me, I
Zooms
feel like the answer is
texting.
no because you'll say anything. But I don't know why you wouldn't be able to say that.
I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like you would just be saying that everybody
It's
else.
so hard.
might,
No,
but-
I'm now in the pickle that Lauren was in like 5 minutes ago, where she was talking about fight or flight, where she's like, I can't say this as a Slytherin because I've never been in a situation. I'm not currently in it. Like, but I can say, right? Like, because you know your own mind, right? I know my own house, and I just can. The feeling that I got from what you were just saying was, I would not drop the baby off anywhere. Like, personally, I'll die first. Like, I can't be, it's not going to happen. But again, I've never been in that situation. I feel like I can't say that. Her story is so wrapped in so many layers of so much complicated, complex trauma. I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to touch it. So I have to judge other things, right? So I'm looking at the relationship with her brother. To me, I think she felt like she had a role to fulfill. I felt like she had a job to do. She did not ever break or deviate from that role or that job. She kept it up the whole way. Same shit with Doug. Like, again, I have to weave back into a little bit to talk about it. I feel like at a certain point, she just felt like I just have to like keep up with it. Like, just go along with everything. It's my job to just go along with everything to survive. Like, what else am I going to do? Until she made a plan, and she did like what you guys were saying. She didn't have a fully fleshed out plan, but she knew like it was enough and it was time to go. And she redid her entire life and became like this amazing, incredible, like what is she? Dispatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Like really good at it. And incredibly compassionate and just really good at her job. For me, all those things added up together, I put her right in Hufflepuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's where I landed. So, and I
Interesting.
Lauren agrees.
Okay, wait.
Can't look at me totally kooky.
Wait. This is interesting. Hold on. This is interesting. So let me just point of
it's good.
clarification.
Like you guys started at Slytherin, and it's not super far off from Hufflepuff. So.
It's not. That's really related. It's really
Wait,
closely
so
related.
Hufflepuff and Gryffindor are the emotion houses?
Emotion. Yeah.
Okay. So this is interesting because I was just thinking how I'm not convinced about Gryffindor, but if you're saying that she's an emotion house, like that makes sense to me because there's a part that you guys didn't watch. I can't remember anymore. That she has a kid in the show later. Obviously, we talked about postpartum depression, but she wants to have a relationship still with her parents with their parents because she wants her kid to have a great, and I don't think like I wouldn't do that. Like if my parents screwed me up that bad, then like you don't owe anyone peace. Like absolutely not.
No.
So I was like, maybe she sees them as part of her, like her parents literally as part of her community. But is that a thing that Hufflepuff would do? She
was given a role within the family unit, and she was the protector of Daniel's need for a cure, a cure, and she was also the protector of Buck's feelings, and she was also the protector of her parents' frankly horrible secret. And she just was like,
and then the protector of Doug, unfortunately,
she was like,
too.
She was like the key. She was like, I am holding all of this, and it is my job to reflect. It is my job to like take the bad and then reflect back the good. Like I'm making these people look good because I care about them.
In comparison to her brother, who is a huge Gryffindor, like if you look at how they handle situations, they handle them completely differently.
Yeah.
So I just think that their parents just made 2 emotion house kids through like very traumatic means. I think you can make Hufflepuff through some traumatic means. There's plenty of Hufflepuff characters that I can think of that like their parents did something real shitty and they had to completely start over and get back on their feet. And it's not easy. But when they do it, they master it really well. And I just see that in her. So that took me straight to Hufflepuff for her.
You're breaking my brain and making me rethink everything.
I also thought, we like very, very briefly saw how she got into Dispatch, right? Like because and we saw her in Pinned. I have to be careful because I really want to call that episode Pegged. Don't know why, but
I wouldn't have put it past them for that to be the working title. So,
but we saw it, and like Chim like says it to her that I really like working with you. Like you're very sure of yourself in what you do. Like she's very sure of her knowledge as a nurse and her like ability as a nurse. The only reason that she didn't want to go back is because she was worried that Doug would find her, right? So they were like, well, this is how you can do something like that. Like you can still use your knowledge and your expertise and have the same feeling, but you're also part of this group of people who are doing that. And she's really, really good at it and likes it and like finds her calling there. So that's where I was like, she's a Hufflepuff. Like she knows exactly where she fits in and what she gets at.
Stop making
No, Hailee, this trips me up all the time, because in my head, I go, well, you have to think the way I have to relate to you a little for you to be in my house, a little. But I keep coming across these random Gryffindors that are nothing like me. And they trip me up so bad.
2 people with her that she was tooth and nail fighting me. I was like, Rachel.
Okay.
I also, Hailee, like you may struggle with the same thing that I do. Like, I don't want you in my house if I don't relate to you at all. I don't know what that is, but I'm like, I don't like. We're a team. We're a team. You do things different than me. Get out of here.
Okay. Okay. Wait. So are we?
I'm glad you get it.
Are we all in agreement that we are retracting any statements that she's in a logic house and that she's definitely either in Gryffindor or Hufflepuff? Can we all, have we all?
She can't be a logic house. I'm sorry.
No, I think I'm convinced, but I want to know if Haley's convinced.
Me too.
You're making
because here's something that again, Rachel and Lauren, I don't have the backstory, but I want you to think back, Hailee, to the storyline with the personal trainer that called in with the abusive husband and hung up 5 times.
I hate that storyline.
It's the worst storyline ever. I was so okay. So this woman called in like several times, and usually I don't think she ever said anything. Sometimes it was crying, or sometimes it was like, oh, like she started to say something and then was like, I'm so sorry, it was a mistake, whatever. So Maddie like realizes that she's called in several times, and she like identifies with this person emotionally, and then she stalks this woman.
Oh shit.
Like she finds out like that she's a personal trainer. I don't know how she figured out. I don't remember that, but she finds out that she works at a gym. So she goes to the gym and pretends that she wants to start this like workout regimen and befriends her and stalks her and like to try and like to the point where she was
find out if she's being abused.
Yeah, to the point where she was sitting outside this woman's house.
Damn.
Like in her car.
Dedication.
Yeah. So
hey, she's trying to save a life. Like
No.
I can't. You know.
Oh, she does it real bad.
No, she doesn't really. She gets in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And then this
You're
woman
stalking.
this woman
Like,
finds
legitimately?
out. This woman finds out. Like reads her the riot act. They're not friends, obviously. Like this whole big thing, and then she denied like all of the progress that Maddie thought she was making with getting this woman to get help is erased and whatever. And then this woman ends up stabbing her husband. Shooting? Okay. Hailee, who doesn't remember anything, says shooting. And then the woman calls Maddie instead of calling 911. So Maddie goes and like saves her husband's life.
Damn. What I took from all that was that Maddie thought it was her job to save that woman. That's
See,
a
you were
Hufflepuff.
saying that,
I'm
and
sorry,
I was
like-
we just, you were saying that, and I was like, it could be a Slytherin, but I just shuffled it into the Hufflepuff Slytherin overlap, because there is a certain, like, the whole,
She made her own logic structure. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, we're a little biased too because we just did fucking She's the Man, which is a crazy movie where Viola
Bonkers, dude.
where Viola is like, like a girl pretending to be a boy and falls in love with her roommate as the boy, and then as the boy manipulates him into loving her as a girl, and then expects that to just work out. And it does.
Because Channing Tatum is a dumbass. It's fine.
Right? Well, yeah, he's a himbo. But he just needed someone to talk to him about cheese. But
Stick a tampon up his nose. We'll be all good.
But no, so I can see an instance where a Slytherin could be like, nobody's gonna fucking do anything, and like I have the knowledge for this because I've been through this experience. But you're absolutely right in the way that you've described it, that there would be a point where a Slytherin would be like, first of all, I know I'm not actually this woman's friend, and this is crazy. I'm not actually her friend. And there's also a point where even if you get all the way to the point where the woman stabs her husband and calls Maddie, where I'd be like, girl, the number is 911. I'm not a part of this.
To add on to that, I can just tell you that a Gryffindor wouldn't even done all that. We would have been a lot more direct about it.
feel like
You would have been
like,
calling her back. You would have been hitting
also
dial
would've
like
let
star
the-
69. Are you being
Yeah.
abused?
give me his fucking name.
Like, Gryffindor would have let the husband die instead of saving his life.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Oh, there's something for. Oh well.
I think she had like a
we
come to Jesus moment though, because the
Hang on.
woman goes back to the guy that
Oh.
abusing her.
We forgot this about Josh, and I think it's a big point to his Hufflepuffness that the guy who beat him up was going to die, and he's like, you can't die! You have to go to jail
No.
and live forever!
I said that because I said that the reason why
Forget it.
he saved him was because it was the
Like, that man
right
was
thing to
willing
do,
to-
but he did it out of a vindictive
Petty.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that man was willing to let the SWAT team shoot him just so this man could live his life out in jail. He was like,
Justice. Not my house, baby. We do street justice over here. If you die, you die. I don't. It's out of my hands.
well,
Sorry.
God wanted, man. I don't know.
Go meet God, bitch. It's out of my hands.
No, you're right. So we've been talking a little bit about the Slytherin Hufflepuff crossover, I guess.
Mhm.
And I think the reason why we were saying originally that Maddie was in a logic house is because she has learned through her trauma to shut down her emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She compartmentalizes well, Hailee. Does that sound familiar?
Ooh.
Wow, called out. Called
And
out.
that was what finally
You mean that she
sold me.
also
Like,
categorizes people by what they do,
shut
what
up.
their thing is?
Shut
Where
up.
do you fit? When can I use you?
You are no
If I
longer
have this
useful to
specific
me. You are
problem,
now
I am
othered.
calling this specific person. This is who that person is for. if I want to talk about this TV show, it's this person, never anybody else.
Wait, I'm confused. Are you describing yourself now or Hufflepuff?
No, this is a Hufflepuff.
Okay.
She's right.
Yeah. Wow, that was a journey, guys.
We
It was. I'm glad we arrived.
That was a fun one.
Except for
Ravenclaw. Because
It's, you know why we got there so easily, though? It was straight up exactly what you were saying before. Like, we just didn't recognize any of her traits in ourselves. And we also knew, all four of us knew she wasn't a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Immediately we knew that. So once I could eliminate Gryffindor, Lauren eliminated Slytherin, and we were kind of just looking at her like, yeah.
And this also tracks with why I like her a lot.
Yes,
because
you like
I like
Hufflepuffs.
You do. You have
Yeah.
a Hufflepuff affinity.
It's the first
do.
thing I thought when you said earlier that you liked Maddie. I was like, yeah, you do.
Although my best friend in New York is a Gryffindor, so I do like both.
Hell yeah!
I do like both.
They make good ones. They do be good besties.
Yeah. I don't fuck with Slytherins though, right? Right, Lauren?
No,
Never.
no.
I forget
We hate each
I
other.
forget that we have like the full representation here.
We do. We're
Yeah.
a full castle. That's
Yeah.
what that means, Illy. I know you forget.
I know that our group
Didn't you make that up?
No,
Haley
I
made that up.
No,
right?
Haley said we were
Haley.
a full house, and I said no. It would be a full castle because we're every house.
I feel like it was the other way around. I remember Haley coming up with that.
I feel like it was him.
I don't know why.
I don't know. It was mutual.
I just remember having to argue with you that was full castle because you latched onto full house, and then your brain would not allow you to
No,
go further.
I remember you and me arguing about it for
Yes,
sure.
that's what I said.
I didn't like it. I still don't like it. But but I think it was Haley's creation. You just get tasked with having to try to explain things to me that I refuse to learn. Refuse.
Hear that, Haley? She hates what you made up.
It's fine.
No, I don't hate it. I just can't. It doesn't work.
Brush it
And
off.
here I am with no source material reference. So I'm like, okay, but if we're a castle, then what's the moat? Like I need
Squib.
what? What's a squib?
A non-magic.
it's a person born to
who
wizard
sees
parents.
all the wizardry
No.
but can't do
It's
shit.
a person who's born
Can't do
into a
none of it.
wizarding family that doesn't have any magic of their own.
That's exactly
It's like
what I
the
just
worst thing
fucking
you can
said.
be.
Why did you say no?
They can't
Why did you talk
exactly
over me?
see.
They can see shit. Yes, they can. We see it in the story. That bitch lives across the street from the Dursleys. What are you talking about? She can see Dementors and shit.
Okay, but
She can see shit.
the moat protects the castle, so why? So
Yeah, no, sorry. I was just saying some random ass word.
Okay.
It's probably like the Hogwarts fucking guards, maybe. I don't know.
I've always wanted to use that spell.
Boom.
Oh, McGonagall.
Oh, we still have Chim.
we still have
We
Chim.
do.
We are an
We're gonna
hour
break
and
Haley's heart.
12 minutes.
Go
in.
right before Hannah kills us. Let's talk about Chim.
We're gonna break Haley's heart.
You're going to disagree with me, and this is the only
Haley,
one.
we have a feeling
Yep.
we know where you're going. Please,
Yep.
please. We've been waiting to hear it. Go.
Mhm.
No, I am convinced that he is actually in my house,
Okay.
Yep.
and you're going to disagree with me, and this is the one time, I swear to God, I will not cave.
Okay.
You always make
Great.
me cave. You always get me to come around. But no, I have said it from the very beginning, the very first episode. He's a Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Okay, but
No,
And-
Can't wait.
I will accept.
Okay,
Go ahead,
no
Illy.
buts.
Go ahead.
no,
go
I'm
ahead.
just curious because I don't have a firm. Although I feel like I don't think he's the Hufflepuff. I don't have a firm grasp on what he is. But knowing what I know about Hufflepuffs and how you get along with other Hufflepuffs, could Maddie and Chim be together and be two Hufflepuffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
There's
thing.
a reason why they have communication
Oh, like
issues.
Hufflepuffs getting along together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who do
But,
we
you know,
have
okay.
that's too hot?
We
Whoa, wait.
Yeah, I'm hang on. Well, I mean, I
'Cause
just
I
thought
feel like
like
that's
the
an
source
argument.
material, they're all friends, obviously, but
Do we have any Hufflepuff?
like relationships? Like
I gotta go back to
like
the graphics,
romantic
excuse me.
relationships?
Yes.
Because I feel like we've
I was
had
just
this
thinking that, I don't
conversation
know.
before, and I feel like
I'm looking through the graphics so I can see who we've fucking sorted because I don't think we have a single Hufflepuff romantic. Wow, that never even crossed my mind.
We've had every other double.
okay. Okay, wait. Actually, maybe because I was just thinking the reason why I didn't think
Yes,
he's
Willow and Xander.
They're not a romantic.
They got
thing.
together
They're not-
romantically. They dated.
No,
they didn't
that
date.
doesn't
They
count.
cheated and they thought it was fun for a second. No, that doesn't count. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. If there is a source material, I
There's
know
nobody.
They dated.
Lauren, they hooked up.
no.
They were
That's
together.
not dating.
They
No.
mm.
We have one, but we never said the guy's name. It's a Once Upon a Time thing. We never publicly said the guy's house, so I can't. I'll text you. But anyway, that's the first one I think we ever came across.
Okay, but Hailee, I need you. Like, why? Is it just because he's a people pleaser?
No.
Just be she whittled that down. Just because.
Like, I just want to know why, because I'm not like I don't really have a super firm opinion right now.
I feel like his
Those are two very different
entire
Hufflepuffs.
journey in like backstory is him trying to be useful and find his community. I feel like that is pretty much all of Chim Begins is him trying to find his place in the world.
That's true. We should mention that we did make them watch Chim Begins.
I
We did, we
need
said
to
that.
We did.
I need to re-listen to our original episode where we did Buck and Eddie because I feel like this is exactly what Hailee said about Buck.
No.
No? Am I wrong? I feel like I remember this. I'm having deja vu. I have to go back.
Do you have deja vu?
That statement makes me think that you think that Chim is Gryffindor. Because didn't we land on?
Are you guys? Do you think he's a Hufflepuff, Illy?
I don't know.
She said
I don't
she
know
doesn't.
what he is. I'm very
Right,
confused.
but I know she doesn't think she. I know. I'm just trying to
I'm
see where
very
she landed.
confused.
I
I feel like I've had Hailee in my ear telling me he's a Hufflepuff, so I feel swayed in that way because of that. But I feel like he is a confusing individual, potentially.
I thought he was the most obvious person in the world.
Okay.
So Lauren and me have had conversations about this, and we
Because he's
predicted
one of the
everything.
ones we like
predicted
talking
this
about. 'Cause
conversation.
They're so funny and how obvious they are. Like they're not the boring obvious. They're like, typical.
Yeah, I will tell you this, Hailee. To me, Hufflepuff's the only other house he could be in.
Yeah.
Like,
Hailee,
for
I want.
second-
Listen,
I could
wait,
see
can
it.
Can I just say? So you gave me this episode, right? And I had seen Chim. Chim Begins. You gave me, and I watched it, and I'd seen him before because he was in other episodes, but like I wasn't paying attention because we weren't certain him. So it opens on this episode, and it's and he is stabbed, and then he's having dreams of flashbacks, and it's a flashback to like, he's doing all that. He's like, I want to be rich, so he's like pitching all those funnily dumb ideas that were actually good ideas, but they didn't give him money for it to the startup, and then he goes back to his karaoke bar. And it catches on fire, and he saves that woman. And then everybody claps and cheers for him, and he goes, I'm going to be a firefighter. And I want you to tell me what house that is, because everybody was clapping and cheering for him. He said, I think I should be a firefighter. That's where I should go.
I have the quote for this.
Uh-huh.
When I saved that girl at the bar for a second there, I felt maybe for the first time ever, not heroic, just useful.
Yeah, but Hailee, he felt that way because everybody was clapping.
The men in my house are embarrassing. I'm sorry. I've got nothing. That's so embarrassing.
Okay, I'm going to give an anecdote like I did for Maddie because it's fun. So in the first season, because I don't think we've made you watch anything from the first season before.
I don't think so.
In the first season, Chim is in a relationship with, what's her name? Tatiana, yes. He's like, the show starts out with him in a relationship with this woman who is like, there's a word for it, and I can't remember the word that Bobby used. Like the dating equivalent of an ambulance chaser, like a adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So like he makes up stories about his day, or he pretends.
Yeah, he's a Gryffindor. Illy, I don't know.
I know. I'm trying to help your case for Hailee.
It's not Hailee. He's not looking for inner validation of where do I go. He needs outer validation. He was totally happy going back to this bank again and again and feeding her ideas because he just wanted to be rich and he wanted people to recognize that he had good ideas and that he had the money to reflect that. It wasn't that he was like, oh man, firefighting is exactly where I belong. It was that everybody clapped and cheered and he was like, oh my God, they can recognize me for doing like a good thing. Then the
friend died and it was his responsibility.
This is the real kicker. His friend also decided to be a firefighter because it sounded cool, and he died. And Chim was like, well, I can never leave this job now because I have to fight every fire and tell my friend.
Wow, okay, well.
The responsibility of making my friend join the firefighters.
Also, the big giveaway was his relationship with this fucking shitty father. Like, his dad, what do you want? You want money? Sorry, he's really, like, he fits the bill really well. It's like, it's embarrassing. I don't know what to tell you.
I was losing my mind during the fucking 911 dispatch episode because Maddie tries to give him the code by saying I love you when the night before she was like, I will never say those words. And this man sits there and he's like, something feels off, but not because Maddie might be in trouble. Does she like me or does she like me? And then he calls Buck another Gryffindor, and these two idiot men bounce off each other.
I'm sorry. I really want you to imagine Castiel picking up the phone and hearing Dean Winchester go, I love you, Cass. Click.
And him
Cass would have been fucking immediately been like, he's on death row. Get me there right now. Like, no way. But if you flipped it, Dean would have been like, what? Sam, get a load of this. What this fuck guy said to me.
I told Rachel that, like, the two idiots talking to each other, she's like, Gryffindor, she's like, the men in my house should not be allowed to have each other's phone numbers for this exact
They shouldn't be allowed to talk. Took them way too long to figure it out. Oh my God. I swear to God we had this conversation about Buck. I swear to God we did because Buck, like, it was the way he got into the job.
He was watching the TV.
Correct. Same fucking thing. Huh. I should do that with my life. Like, sure.
Wait.
Sure. And then they're great at it. They're right. They're really good at it. So, I mean, kudos, and they live for the applause. I don't know.
Wait, this whole
Rachel,
conversation.
I will give it to you. Rachel did have a problem because Chim was being hazed, and she was like, "Oh, I would have beat their asses," and I was like,
"I would have been so mad."
No, he would. She was like, "None of those men will live." I was like, "No, man," because he's there. He's like, "This is what I got to do. This is my job." He like was trying, and he never gave up.
He ate so much shit. That was the most Hufflepuff thing I saw him do.
No,
I think it was like
that he does is later Bobby has to go out for some reason, so they make Chim interim captain.
Mm-hmm.
He very quickly realizes that this is not where his place is supposed to be, and then in follow-up things, he says, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not my, like,
responsibility.
No, my place to be. That's not where I'm most useful.
I mean, we talked, Rachel and I kind of talked, we didn't see that, but we kind of talked about this in the sense that he got moved into EMT because he was trying to be a firefighter and they just weren't putting him on jobs, and he just all of a sudden found himself on the ambulance. And then, but it was like external validation, like what was the
Eli?
Is it Jake that he rides with? Eli. Okay.
Jake.
He's like, you're doing it. I don't fucking know their names. He's like, you're doing a great job. You're going to be really good at this if you just keep at it. And this man was like working like he was like learning the, you know, cards or whatever. What I was going to say earlier is that like it was a pride thing. It was absolutely a pride, and like I should be able to do this thing because his friend was coming home every night because they were both staying with his friend's parents. His friend was coming home every night and talking about these awesome like saves that he had and the people that he like impacted the lives of, and and he didn't go to the extent of making up stories like Illy said earlier that he did with that girl, but he was like, oh yeah, saving a lot, you know, like it was a totally save your face pride thing, and he wasn't gonna leave that job like ever, even before his friend died, because he was like, right. I said that I was gonna do this.
The firefighter. It's also like I remember thinking, oh, he's saying the word useful a lot. That would get like anyone hung up on the Hufflepuff thing. But like being good at your job, wanting to be good at your job and wanting to be useful and not being like a piece of shit or like a waste of space is also a Gryffindor thing. And I don't think he's like jizzing in his pants over the idea of being a firefighter just to be a firefighter and to do the job well. I think it was like, it's for what he gets back from it. And he has to kind of learn through loss and through sitting and talking with that guy that we were going to sort
Eli.
That was giving him advice. Eli. Yeah. Who kind of like talked some sense into him and was like, it ain't about that, bro. Like, right. So I don't know. I don't think wanting to be useful is only Hufflepuff. Right. I think.
Well, that's their main motivator. So you're
absolutely. Yeah. But I know you're explaining if we get hung up there, it's like,
yeah, but no. And I think we've like explained why we don't think that's his main motive.
I really don't feel it.
It's people realizing that this is his responsibility and that he is fulfilling that responsibility. Because it was like the other thing that got me too is in the episode, the pinned episode, where and this actually doesn't really have anything to do with responsibility, but he was like, I don't know if I should tell Maddie that I love her. And all the guys were giving him advice, and he was like, well, I feel like she like knows, like I don't really have to say it. Extremely Gryffindor. And then fucking went and said it because the guy almost died in the ambulance and was like, I didn't get to tell my daughter I loved her. And Chim had to go tell Maddie right then. And I was like, Gryffindors are very show not tell as well. They're very
yeah, and I also can't see, now that you said Eli, now I'm remembering Eli literally told him he has to check his ego. Like, what Hufflepuff do you know that you have to tell them to check their fucking ego? No, none of them I know. It's like a very either Slytherin or Gryffindor thing.
See,
you don't tell Ravenclaws and Hufflepuffs to check the ego.
Yeah, I feel like even though he may have vocalized that he feels his motivations are to be useful, I think it's more of a like he, because of the whole like parent trauma, daddy issues thing, feels like he needs to demonstrate his value, but he sees that as usefulness. Right. But it's not.
And again, like his dad saying good job would have been everything to him. He would have been like, I did it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I also remember saying to Lauren the comparison between, I don't know if you guys watch Doctor Who, but Lauren, remember I said 11's a Gryffindor, and he gets so mad when they're not constantly like clapping for him and be like, if you're not gonna give me praise, what's the point of you right now? Of having you just leave. Like it's definitely the need for outside validation and to demonstrate value for sure. I remember being like,
Gryffindors cannot be quietly useful. Hufflepuffs are quietly useful. Gryffindors are like, please.
That's why Hufflepuffs make better soldiers. Don't let Gryffindors into the U.S. military. Don't let them in. They're there for the claps.
Gryffindors have a trend of getting stabbed through the body with rebar. Because if that's a trend, then
probably,
maybe it's the only way to shut him up.
Still wouldn't work because Chim got stabbed through the brain. So.
Chim had rebar through. Every time I convinced somebody who was formerly from the Supernatural fandom to watch this stupid show, it's like episode 3 or something. And it's like what's that horror movie? What's a Final Destination? But like,
with the logs. Nope.
But he crashes his car because he's pissed. But a piece of rebar, like he crashes.
Stop! He crashed his car because he's mad. Something stupid happens because he's mad. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
And then he somehow survives in a stupid way.
Yep.
Rebar through the brain.
Through the brain. Yep.
Yeah.
That's our introduction, pretty much. To
Can't hurt you if you have like limited brain function already.
Also, it's like if I die, I die. I'm mad in this moment. Like,
and then he gets stabbed in the episode that you saw, and then last season he got impaled again. Like what?
Wow.
What is this? What is going on with this man? In the Hailee, I'm convinced you don't watch the show.
If it's one of the very last episodes, I'm not caught up yet. Remember?
No, it's not one of the very last. It was the one where the truck like drove into the bridge and the bridge collapsed and he was in the back of the ambulance when the ambulance tipped over and the
Holy shit.
You absolutely watched this, Hailee.
I did not.
I
did not watch this episode. I am like 4 or 5 episodes behind of last season.
What? Oh my god.
Wow.
I feel like you were in my living room. I need you to like immediately after we are done recording this, I need you to go watch this episode. What? Anyway, sorry, spoiler alert. Chim gets impaled with a gurney.
Oh, yeah, definitely haven't seen that. Oh, look, I've been impaled. Is Olaf a Gryffindor?
No. We spent about 2 seconds sorting him. We didn't really explain ourselves.
No, I didn't feel the need.
I was just trying to find the links.
The running theme.
The running theme of being impaled.
Well, you get impaled either when you're being too cocky and you think you're really good, or you're angry.
The kind of Gryffindors you're talking about, Die Hard.
John McClane.
John McClane, yeah, from Die Hard. Yep.
Die Hard.
Fucking gun taped to the back of his white tank.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crawl through this duct.
Speaking of Die Hard, have you done Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No,
not yet, but we need to.
That would be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I already know the two. I feel like I already know the main couple. I already know. I don't even want to go there. I don't know. They are.
Yeah.
I bet they are.
No. I think I was wondering if we're the same, but now that you've said that, I know that they are.
I think I have the boss too.
Yep.
Oh, I have the boss. Yep. It's a great formula. It's great. We should talk about it at some point.
Most sitcoms you're usually pretty nice about. Like New Girl was great with sorting.
Oh, so good. So good. My favorite sort of New Girl was Coach being a Ravenclaw and his system being coaching. It was my favorite sort. It was my favorite. Oh, I loved that.
I am such a Winston. I
fucking love Winston, bro. I love him so.
Wait, did we convince you, Hailee?
What?
Did we convince
Of
you?
Winston?
No, of Chim.
No, I'm still being stubborn.
Uh-huh.
Aww.
Now I feel like you're doing it for the sake of it.
I will not say anything.
That's because she started off saying, "You will not sway me," and now she can't back
she's
down
gotta
from
be
that.
Hufflepuff about it.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. Me and Lauren already predicted this whole conversation. We were like, Haley's going to say this and this and this. And then I feel bad because I don't want, because I know Haley's going to preface it with, you guys always disagree with me and you're going to try to get to sway me, but you're not going to sway me this time. And then I'm going to feel bad. Like we predicted the whole thing. And I do. I feel bad now.
I'm just sick of being wrong on these freaking episodes.
No, but you're always, it's, everybody does this. Like y'all know, you just say the wrong house after you describe them.
I think a lot of it has to do with who you've latched onto and who you want and who you don't want, right? Like, do you think that Lauren wants Voldemort in her house? Do you think she does? But she has to live with Tom Riddle in her life every day, okay? So sometimes we have to get the people we don't like. And sometimes the people we love, they got to go somewhere else. And
Thanks for saying Voldemort, because you would have been wrong about any of the other people you could have feasibly said. If you were like, do you think she wants Loki? Do you think she wants Darth Vader? Yeah.
Yeah, she wants plenty of them. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. Do you want Dennis Reynolds? You want to share a house with Dennis Reynolds? Okay.
Why wouldn't you bury your wife in a pet cemetery if it was her last night with? Because she's not a cat.
Sorry. I will say, I don't.
We can't talk about
there's
Sunny.
Anyone that you've sorted into my house that I'm like, no. But I also haven't listened to every episode.
Wait, okay, so I'm a really bad friend, and I don't listen to your podcasts that frequently, mostly because I have the attention span of a gnat, but also because I have a really bad memory. So
I
like
only
you'll tell
listen
me,
to the episodes where I know the characters.
Yeah, well that too. And I don't watch a lot of the things that you sort, but you told me like 3 weeks ago to listen to the Buffy one, and then I didn't, and then I went to look at it and saw that it was 2 hours and said, fuck that. Because I know I have
to sort everybody because Rachel said we're not doing another
Illy,
episode.
who do you think is the Ravenclaw on Buffy?
I don't know. But now
Really?
I can't, but like,
You know.
Yeah, you do.
know.
Say it.
Say
Just
it.
say the
You
name.
know.
Just say a name. I bet it's right. Say it. Just say the name.
who's the Ravenclaw? But you
Yes.
sorted everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. We did Spike, Angel, Giles.
There's
Willow,
2 Ravenclaws, but
Xander.
there's one I'm looking for you to say that I know you're going to be right about.
Yeah.
Okay, I should also preface with I was very passionately a part of the Buffy fandom, but I have not rewatched. Like,
Okay.
It's fine.
since it
But
went
you
off.
know,
You know who it is.
You go by
You know who it
vibes.
is.
Go by vibes.
Okay, hold on, wait. Now I feel like a lot of pressure.
This is a test.
Okay, we'll take a break. Hailee, the in my opinion, the evilest person in your house that we've sorted so far is Dan Humphrey. But
I've only watched half of the first season of Gossip Girl.
Fucking demon.
okay, well
He's a
then
demon.
you have no idea what we're talking about. But
Yeah, followed by Jacob Black closely.
He is not. No, he's amazing.
he's
Shut up.
not.
Don't.
Like
you would think that. You're in his house. You would.
if you if you want to
definitely
take
a
like what
Jacob
should
girl.
be like
Edward was
default
annoying as-
evil. Default evil is like
tomato.
the default evil in your house. So like anybody would say that they're evil is like Hela, I guess, from Thor or Marvel.
Or Regina from Once
Soldier
Upon a
Boy.
Time.
Yeah,
She's been pretty
Regina from
bad.
Once Upon a Soldier Boy.
Oh, but baby.
Oh, John Winchester, duh.
Oh,
Right.
Although the Winchesters did a pretty good job at showing us how he
a
could not
healthy
be a dick.
versus an unhealthy
Yes.
John.
Go to therapy.
We've all got really bad ones.
Wait.
Illy has to live with Homelander.
Wait, really? No. Wait.
And Rumpelstiltskin.
Wait, I
You're
have
telling
to.
me you watched this man talk to himself in a mirror and say you love you, and you didn't think he was a Ravenclaw?
Wait, why is that Ravenclaw? I don't identify with
We
that.
can't talk
system.
about this.
The system. We did a whole episode. Go listen to it.
I know I have to. Wait, but now, okay, hold on. So, based on that piece of information, I feel like you want me to say Faith.
I don't want you to say
No,
Faith.
that's not who we're. No, that's interesting, but no.
They're not all cuckoo bananas.
No.
That's not. I'm sorry. I went full extremist Ravenclaw. No, you can go back to the safer choices.
I don't know if anybody's seen or heard us talk about our updated scale or whatever, but Homelander was the extreme left on Ravenclaw for the longest time, and then we did our Once Upon a Time episode,
Extreme.
and I told Rachel,
Yeah.
I was like, "Listen, I gotta put Rumpelstiltskin after him." And it's
He has
because Homelander only loves himself, and he did all that. But Rumpelstiltskin actually loved other people, and he still did all that. And Rachel's like, "Yep, you're right."
Yeah, Ravenclaws are crazy about their children, like crazy about their children. And then I think it's Gryffindors after too, like are wild about their kids.
Wait, I genuinely,
house overlaps are fun, dude.
I genuinely
it's really
can't
fun
think of
discovering them.
anybody who
Are you
has
kidding me,
Is
Illy?
it Willow?
who has logic based.
No.
Willow logical.
No, I told you.
She literally.
I've also only watched half of the first season of Buffy.
Got her.
All the Willow stands we didn't alienate last time. There you go.
But
She's not a logic brain at all.
No,
I know
At
she's
all.
not.
no.
Come on, guys.
Oh my
I
god.
was throwing out a random
I feel like
name
you're
that I was just
thinking
trying
of-
to
I-
remember.
I think
No,
you're
I
thinking
feel
too
like
hard, Illy. You're thinking way
I
too
think
hard.
Illy's thinking of the kids. You have to think like.
Well, you just
Okay,
gave it
but-
away.
No,
Good.
you didn't. But I don't think. Are you Giles? I don't think Giles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
that's
think so.
easy.
you gotta rewatch.
Haley.
Rewatch.
Haley.
You'll recognize certain things if you do. I guarantee
Okay, maybe.
I thought that
Rewatch.
one was a given.
Mm.
it. The other one, unfortunately, I'm really sorry, is Anya.
I fucking hate Anya.
And Drusilla.
Sorry,
You forgot
I hate her
Drew.
too. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Literally the word. Okay, so again, Anya is more like a Josh. Like I feel like I can't fairly say I hate her because I really just unfortunately
Rachel hated her, and I was fine with her. I was totally fine with her.
Hate.
I liked her in the later seasons much more, but when they first introduced her, I really hated her. Also, I just had like the biggest crush on Xander, so anybody they put as a romantic interest.
Me as a child.
Yeah, no. But
that might be why I hate Cordelia. I still don't really like her that much.
I love Cordelia.
As I got older, I appreciated her, but I still don't like her a lot. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
As someone who only ever made it through like the first season of Buffy, I don't like Cordelia.
Me until 5 months ago.
Yeah,
I gotta deal with Angel's fucking weird ass in my house. So you know what? You'll all live with the weirdos in yours.
This man sitting in the bushes so he can knock on Buffy's door and go, "Who's that guy? Who's that guy in your bedroom?"
I was better, right?
Now I need to.
God.
I need to figure out how to concentrate for 2 hours so I can listen to this because I'm really curious. But the fact I know Hailee has no frame of reference, but the fact that you
just put it in your ears and start painting, Illy. Like,
no, I can't. I can't do that. It's like when I listen to a podcast, I can't look at anything
you have to
else.
Focus totally on the podcast.
I can look at my blank phone.
Unfortunately, we've gone fully off the rails. I think we have to wrap this up for poor Hannah. Okay. What we can conclude today is that there are like so many limited logic houses on 911. What is going on?
I'm determined to find something. That's our goal. Whatever the next.
We had Rob Lowe is Lone Star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We did him already. Oof. He was the one you argued with us.
That's what I'm talking about. I know, but I know he's a logic house. You made me fucking mad. So
because he's a Slytherin and you want him to be a Ravenclaw real bad.
I love Ravenclaw so much. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. You know what? No, I can't say it. We haven't sorted Parks and Rec yet. Anyways,
I'm trying to think of.
Good luck finding a logic house on 911. I don't know where they are. Oh, I think they're. We'll see in the next batch you give us.
I was gonna say, I think we saw them.
We saw them, yeah, especially in this
maybe
past
one
episode. Yeah, I got one for sure. I'm just gonna say one.
Okay, but we're gonna do. We switch off, right? So the next one that we do is gonna be Lone Star.
It can be whatever you want.
Yeah,
whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
I think they really want us to do Athena.
Athena,
yeah, we do.
Athena, Bobby, Michael, May. Oh, that's a good episode. Athena, Bobby, Michael, May.
All right, see you next October.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
No, we can do it earlier.
Thank you for joining us and for having to go through the shit sorting process again. We appreciate it.
Happy early birthday, Illy.
Thank you.
I also love how we are just assuming that everyone has listened to mine and Illy's other episodes.
If they haven't, they suck ass. So, and they should go back and do that.
Context clues has led you to know that I'm a Hufflepuff and Illy is a Ravenclaw.
Oh yeah, we didn't say that before. Well, learn our continuity, okay? Listen to our lore.
I demonstrated my Ravenclawosity in the first 5 minutes of this podcast.
Yes, you did.
Love it.
So it's fine.
Well, thanks for being here, and can't wait to argue with you guys next year about it, especially you, Hailee. So much fun every time. Who knows? We might just completely agree next time.
Sometimes I get some of them right.
Yeah.
You usually are right. Yeah. You don't give yourself credit at all.
Oh. You got Jamie right. And you knew Claire. You just said the wrong thing.
Jamie was textbook. Like, more textbook
you knew
than
Claire.
Any other
you knew
character.
Claire. You just said the wrong thing. You described Claire to a T in what she was.
True that.
Cool. Anyway, you want to say goodbye so Hannah doesn't kill us?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye so Hannah doesn't kill us. Bye. Thank you for listening to Sort of Brilliant. If our sorting choices inspired any rage or excitement, we'd love to hear from you. We're open to feedback, suggestions for characters to sort, and solid counter-arguments with citations.
Never forget your citations. You can find us hanging out on Twitter and Instagram at SOB_pod or shoot us an email at sortofbrilliant@gmail.com.
And since we're not above begging, please rate and subscribe to Sort of Brilliant on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. please share our posts on social media. And if you're a Gryffindor, maybe you'll inspire sorting fights among your own friend group.
The theme music is Hot Shot by Scott Holmes. Can't wait to sort with you again next time. Bye!